Forward. That's it, we're off and racing in the second division of the Goffs Punchestown sales sponsored 4yo Geldings Maiden. Shot clock is prominent early on, being chased to the first as they got a rise by getting the queue. They've been followed over back in third by Vernie Fox with Steak and Wine towards that one's outside as they make their way around now to go on towards number 2, and out front it is getting the queue from towards the outside shot clock. They jump out over together. They're being followed back in third by the black jacket of Vernie Fox, who keeps company with Steak and Wine. VRBs all around has been followed next in the field by From Pillar to Post, and they've been followed over by the orange jacket of Johnny the Jazz. Behind Johnny the Jazz at this point races Tree Rocks Trail with Mikael and Spinjo, who's behind these, and they're being tracked by Tonight's a Good Night. Traditional Rock is towards the rear of mid-division. Just behind that one races Fundamentally Right. The Grey Straight Out has just one behind, and that one is Called the Boss. As they straighten out on their way towards fences 4 and 5 on this part of the course. And out front, Shot Clock under Fenner Aguirre shows the way, being followed over in the second spot by Getting the Queue. The Varney Fox is in third, and they're being followed in fourth by VRBs all around, who's been tracked next up by Steak and Wine. From Pillar to Post is just behind these, and they're being followed by Tree Rocks Trail. Right in behind them races Johnny the Jazz, who's been tracked by the yellow jacket of Miguel and Speedo. Behind this one then races Traditional Rock in company with Tonight's a Good Night. Straight Out and being followed then next to the field by Fundamental Right, and last of all at this point races Called the Boss. So continuing the downhill run, on the long run that'll take them back towards fence number 6. They're shortly going to go through the gap, and it is Shot Clock who has the advantage from getting the queue. They're being followed back in third by VRBs all around in company with the black jacket of Vernie Fox. Behind Vernie Fox at this point as they continue to make the downhill run races Tree Rocks Trail, and they're being tracked by From Pillar to Post. Steak and Wine's a little wider, and they're being followed next in the field as they continue to make the turn by Traditional Rock and Johnny the Jazz. Behind these then at this point races Fundamental Right. Miguel and Spigo just in front of that one. Tonight's a Good Night has just 2 behind. They are the Grey Straight Out and Called the Boss, who's last of all. So turning there with their way on towards the fence that will be number 7. And at the head of affairs, it is Shot Clock Finney Maguire from towards the outside. Races getting the queue. Steak and Wine's in third, being followed by VRBs all around. Further back in the field then to find the next one racing, which is Varney Fox with From Pillar to Post and Johnny the Jazz. Mikael and Spigo is next, and they're being tracked out over by the next one racing, which is Tree Rocks Trail, who made a slight mistake out over number 8. Just behind him races Fundamental Right. Tonight's a Good Night has just 3 behind. They are Traditional Rock in company with Called the Boss, and last of all is Straight Out. So left-handed they turn, making the climb all the while to bring them back on towards the next one they'll be jumping, which will be number 9 of their 15 hole they'll be facing. And we've an outright leader as Getting the Queue has gone on by a couple of lengths to the second running Shot Clock. Steak and Wine just in behind these, and they're being tracked out over from Pillar to the Post, who's been followed next in the field by Vernie Fox. Further back behind these then to VRBs all around, who's been followed out wider by Johnny the Jazz. Tree Rocks Trail is just in behind these, and they're being followed by Miguel and Spigo, who's been tracked next in the field by Fundamental Right. Tonight's a Good Night. Called the Boss has just 2 behind. They are Traditional Rock and Straight Out. Out in their final circuit, 5 more fences no left to be jumped in the second division, the 4yo Geldings sponsored by the Goffs Punchestown sale. And as they race downhill, it is Shot Clock towards the outside. Then the inside of that one races Getting the Queue, and they're being followed back in third by VRBs all around with Steak and Wine, and further back and behind them then to find Vernie Fox. Tree Rocks Trail for Pillar to Post, and then the one that's making a bit of ground in behind these is Tonight's a Good Night. Further back then to find Johnny the Jazz as they continue to make the downhill run. Fundamental Right, and then Miguel and Speedo. Further back and behind them then to find the Grey Straight Out has for company at the rear of the field Traditional Rock and the overall back marker called the Boss. Out over the fence there was 5 to the finish, and this leading 2 have skipped about 8 clear at this point. They are at the head of a very Shot Clock in company with Getting the Queue, as we wait for them to reappear now on the run towards the 4th last fence, and it is Shot Clock from Getting the Queue in the 2nd spot. Back in between 3rd behind these is VRB's All Round, who's been followed by Bernie Fox. They're all at it behind. One that does catch the eye, improving steadily, is Johnny the Jazz, as they make their way on towards the 3rd last fence. And out over with the advantage, Shot Clock, who's now seen off the attentions of Getting the Queue. They're closing it right up and behind, and the nearest pursuer next up in the field then at this point faces Vernie Fox, with Michael Anspiegel, who continues to catch the eye, travelling well in 3rd, and they're being followed next in the field by Tonight's a Good Night and From Pillar to Post. Rounding the bend at the bottom of the track, they've got 2 fences left to jump the home straight, and out front with the advantage it's Sock Talk from Michael Anspiegel, who's continuing to catch the eye, travelling well in the 2nd position. Here's the 2nd last then, and over in front with the advantage, Michael Anspiegel has the advantage from over the far side. Shot Clock back in 3rd behind these is the Vernie Fox, but here's the last, Michael Anspiegel over the last clear, lost Shot Clock at the last. The independent follower there at the last also was Tonight's a Good Night, but Miguel and Spigo singing our best, and it's going to be another winner for Dick Lavery. And Paddy Charlie from the back in 2nd spot was the Vernie Fox. They're being followed in 3rd by Tree Rocks Trail, and then From Pillar to Post. The next up and behind these then came Traditional Rock, and then VRB's All Around in front of the long-time leader Getting the Queue, and further back and behind them to Steak and Wine, and then straight out.